Yo, what's going on, guys? Johnny here again. It's been a while. How's everyone been? I missed you guys. I haven't really, I've been focusing a lot more on my game channel recently. I don't have as many videos on there as I do on here. But, yeah, I figured I'd come on here and talk about this one show I've been watching recently. And, I usually watch a lot of anime, so this is new for me. I mean, I watch like Dexter. Dexter's pretty good. But honestly, Dexter's like literally fucking Death Note. But yeah, I wanted to get on here and talk about The Rookie. This is a cop show, and most cop shows are pretty cheesy. They're not like the greatest. But I don't know. My girlfriend was watching The Rookie, so I decided to chime in and give it a little watch one day, and man, was I hooked. This show is so interesting. We got ourselves the main character, Nolan. Well, there's multiple rookies. Nolan is just one of them. But in my opinion, I think Nolan is the main character. They shine a lot of light on Nolan. Even if he's not the main character, he's my favorite character. He's really cool. Um, it's funny because they do this thing like in the beginning of every episode. It's like a skit, kind of. And I remember there was this one skit where Nolan and his training officer, they got a call from this guy who was walking his bomb dog. By the way, this dog could sense bombs, and he called them because the dog is like tripping on this house that when he was walking him, he's like, "Yo, like this house is sus, bruh." So of course he calls the cops, which is Nolan, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a retired bomb dog here, and he won't leave this house alone. There's definitely a bomb in there." It's crazy because at this moment in the house, they're having like a gender reveal party, and so they walk in there, and it's not funny, getting blown up. It's not funny, or it's not supposed to be, but the randomness, like, bro, Nolan and his training officer literally walk in there for like not even like a couple seconds, and then boom, the fucking house just blows up. And I'm just sitting here like, whoa. Like, shit. I couldn't help but laugh, but it's not a funny matter. Or at least I thought it was pretty funny. I don't care if you guys think it's funny or not, but I thought it was funny. But, yeah, and I guess they had like an explosive. They used C4s, bro, to like to reveal the fucking gender of the baby. Can you believe that shit? And that shit left people in the hospital. So yeah, and that was one skit from like the beginning of an episode. There's another skit I remember where Nolan and his training officer pull over this one person, and the guy was like, "Yo, I'm a beekeeper," and they were like, "Is that legal? Can you carry bees? That many bees around in the car?" And then he was like, "I don't know, but I don't know if I could control the bees if anything happened." And then, of course, being officers, they're like, "Is that a threat to us? Are you threatening us with bees?" So he's like, "I need you to step out of the vehicle." Nah, bro. As soon as they open the door, they get swarmed by bees, and this guy drives off. That shit was funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or not. I don't know if anyone else can relate. I watch a lot of anime because anime is just like eye candy. I feel like a little kid when I watch anime. It's awesome. But recently, The Rookie is, I don't know. It has some cheesy factors about it, but it's been hitting home, and I've grown accustomed. This show, dude, I'm telling you, this show is so solid that sometimes I even think about what it would be like if I became a cop, or I even consider it. I'm like, maybe I should try being a cop. That's how good the show is. I'm never gonna do it, of course. Being a cop is not something on my to-do list, or I don't know. Ever since watching this show, I've been thinking about it recently, but I don't think I would do that. I don't know. I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but I doubt it. I don't think I'm gonna. It's just a show, man. I'm telling you, this shit is just like making me rethink my life choices. I'm like, maybe being a cop won't be so bad. But of course, the way it goes in the show isn't gonna be how IRL goes. You know, IRL is probably way worse. Props to all the cops out there who are out there doing God's work, because it's scary, you know. And even watching the show, I know people who are cops. I have a friend who's a cop. I have a family member. My uncle's a cop. So I've heard stories, and I've seen things that happen in the show that can happen in real life. And yeah, the adrenaline, like just seeing the adrenaline that the cops get when they're on the job or when they're in the middle of a shootout, it looks fun. It looks good on paper, but put yourself in their shoes, and probably end up being a different story. Like one of the rookies, like one of Nolan's friends, one of the main characters, when they first started with Nolan, they had the very first shootout and they froze up. And this happened to them like twice, and they almost like got fired for it. They were lucky because their training officer had their back and kept it a secret for a while. I mean, it came out eventually, but yeah, this happens IRL. Some people may think they can handle it until it actually happens, and then they freeze up, and then they can't. They can't actually act when it happens. Another thing I want to say about this show is the randomness is crazy. I remember there was this one episode I was watching where like it was panning to all the rookies and their situations, right? Nolan, let me see if I can remember everything. So Nolan was dealing with what was he dealing with? I'm trying to remember here. So I do remember one of the cops was in the middle of a shootout because this drug lord was trying to get his pregnant wife. But the lady cop, the lady rookie, was trying to protect the pregnant wife, and then boom, out of nowhere, in the middle of the shootout, guess who's having their baby? Guess who's getting their powers? Like right in the middle of the fucking shootout. And she looks at her like, huh? I ain't never get no baby before. So, yeah. So while her partner, her training officer, is in the middle of a shootout with the drug lord, she is trying to have this baby for her. Like she's helping her give birth to this baby, and it's like, damn, that's fucking insane. And then as this is going on, fucking what else is happening? I do know a lot of other shit is happening during this time, but literally, the episode like right after, I think like maybe two episodes after, where Nolan, the main character, is just chilling in court, right? He's in court because he's a cop and he's convicted some felons. Oh my god, dude. The most randomest thing, dude. Everyone in the city, like the whole entire, I think it's Los Angeles, they are getting this alert. And lo and behold, everybody about to get nuked in 27 minutes. And I'm sitting here like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Last episode was crazy as hell. And then the next freaking episode, everyone's about to get blown up in 27 minutes. So it's like, damn, the whole city's in panic. Everything is fucking chaos. Like the apocalypse is happening. So the judge that's with Nolan, since I said he was in court, Nolan was like, sir, is there an underground area or a bomb shelter? And this judge, man, oh my god, this scum, he was like, no, man, we don't have one here. So after a bit of investigating, eventually one of the other rookies, they were on the phone with Nolan, and they're like, I went there once during my training. There is a bomb shelter there. So Nolan turns around to look at the judge, and lo and behold, the judge has disappeared, bro. The judge is gone. The judge is gone with some other important people. And they're like, did the judge just lie to us? Basically, like, trying to leave them out for dead? So they chase the judge down, and just as the judge was about to close the door to the bomb shelter, he's like, you lied. And he's like, yeah, there's not enough food in here for all of us. I can only let a certain amount of people in. And keep in mind, during this court, there's like 8 convicted felons locked up. Like they got fucking handcuffs on. And I'm sure you can only imagine what desperate convicted felons would be thinking or would be trying to attempt during a desperate time like this. Everyone's about to get blown up. Why these guys are like, hysterical. They're like, why are we still locked up? We're all gonna die in 27 minutes. Or you know, um, but yeah, they were just being super nefarious. They're about to pull some bullshit. So Nolan, being the absolute goat he is. Oh, by the way, right before he caught the judge closing the door, the judge pulled a gun on Nolan, right? But Nolan, being the goat he is, absolutely takes the gun from him, on some police shit, on some aura farming, and just like, yeah, I learned that at the training academy. So everyone proceeds to go into the bomb shelter. The judge salty, of course, but the judge is definitely getting in trouble for that one. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, everyone's in the bomb shelter now. The other rookies are in bomb shelters in other locations, like at a school, and everyone's been evacuated from the city. And they have no signal in this bomb shelter, so they can't contact each other. But eventually they find out that the bomb is just like it was false, and it wasn't real. This is my favorite episode, so I really want to really talk about this episode because it was really interesting. And yeah, the convicted felons, they managed to get the keys from one of the cops in the bomb shelter, and one really strong guy and one of the really smart one of the really smart criminals get a hold of the keys. They unlock themselves. They unlock their cuffs. The big strong dude takes a hostage, of course, with a gun. Nolan, again being the goat he is, diffuses the situation, but the smart guy ends up finding a pair of scissors and holding someone hostage. And he's got the scissors right up on his artery. So like if he even moves a little bit and slices his artery, the guy's dead. So it's like Nolan can't even do anything in this situation. So he's like, let me outside. It's already been past the 27 minutes. So everyone knows it's a false alarm. So he's like, let me out of the bomb shelter. He's trying to escape now, So they open the door for him while he's holding this guy hostage. God, this shit was so funny. He's literally like holding the guy with the fucking with the blade to his artery, and then as soon as they open the door to exit the bomb shelter, boom, the two other rookies are literally right on the other side of the door, right behind him, staring at him. And then he's like, "Hey," and he turns around and just like a comical moment, and then they get his ass. And I'm like, damn, what a coincidence that they just happen to be there at the right time. But yeah, everything is swell at the end of that. One of the rookies was caught in the gunfire during the whole fight in the bomb shelter, though. One of the rookies' husbands. It was unfortunate, but he was okay. And yeah, he went to the hospital. He was good. The show is just, I would recommend it. 10 out of 10 if anyone hasn't seen it yet. I'm a fan of cop shows now. I mean, I used to watch Undercover Cop and there's this one show, I think it's just called Cops, literally. And it was like IRL shit, IRL cops doing like IRL investigations. There's another show called 60 Minutes, I think it is, or like Within 24 Hours. It was something like that. But the basis of the show is that once a crime happens, and detectives have like 24 hours, I think it is, to find out what happened, or they have to close the case or something like that. It was a really good show. And they would show like everything that they'd be doing within the 24 hours to find out what happened. I used to watch that a lot when I was a little younger. The Rookie is the first cop show I've watched in a long time since then. And yeah, if you haven't watched it, I'd recommend it. Yeah, there is another episode that I want to mention. I should have said spoiler. I'll probably mention spoilers in the beginning, or I'll probably edit spoilers. But there's another episode I want to mention of the whole department that Nolan is working in. There is one bad cop, and he's like super high in the food chain, and Nolan decides to investigate him on the low, on the down low, which this causes a lot of problems for Nolan's job later on. But long story short, they catch him. Nolan, they tried reversing, like reverse Uno card on Nolan. They put drugs in his house, trying to say he was the bad cop. But the way he got out of that was just so incredible. Like it was like so nerve wracking. It had me on the edge of my seat. And I will say, there's not a show that hasn't really had me this hooked in a long time since Dexter. Dexter was a super slapper. For those of you that don't know, Dexter is still. Dexter has like new shows. There's Dexter Resurrections, Dexter New Blood, I think Blue Blood as well. So if you haven't seen Dexter, I would go watch that. That's an interesting one. But back to the episode. Nolan manages to get past all that. And just so much hectic shit happens in this show, and I think it's super interesting. There's another episode where this guy is outside the LAPD and he has like a fucking super bomb, supernova in his truck. And somehow, some way, Nolan manages to get caught in the crossfire and becomes a hostage. And now they're like, Nolan again, bro? You're a fucking, you're a trouble magnet, bro. You fucking bring in all the trouble. You're like a trouble cop, man. And everyone wants to get you. So, dude, there was an episode where Nolan had like a bounty on him, basically. That shit was fucking epic. He just has so much aura. And, the whole premise of the show is that Nolan is actually like 46 years old, and when you're a rookie as a cop, you know, you're usually like early 20s, maybe late 20s. You're not fucking 46. So the whole premise of the show is Nolan, you know, changing his career path midway, you know, having a midlife crisis, basically, you know. He had a career for 20 years, didn't go well, and then now he's like 46, trying to be a cop. His other rookie friends are like in their 20s, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. But they all get along well. They all like Nolan. The commanding chief did not like Nolan for a while, of course, because he's like, you're a midlife crisis, you know, you're lost, you know, this and that. Eventually they get along, but yeah, if you watched the whole video, I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you give The Rookie a watch. I recommend it. It's on Hulu. I know there's a lot of TikTok shorts or TikToks and YouTube shorts on The Rookie, which of course is how everyone probably heard about it, or it's definitely how I heard about it. I watched a lot of TikToks before I finally watched the show, but really solid show. I'm not even done with it. I don't think. I'm like getting near the end. I'm on the episode where it's like. Or I'm not gonna really get into any more episodes. I'll wait till I finish it. Maybe once I finish it, I'll give it a full review. But that's just my adventure so far. And if you made it this far, thank you. If you like this video, subscribe and like. And have a great day.